right now it's almost 2 in the morning, and we are headed to take a little bus to take the rest of the trip. So right now we're at the bus station. We're about to take a bus from Calafate, which is over here. We're gonna go to Rio Gallegos, and then we're gonna take another bus to take us all the way down here.
So yes, the airline had a strike, our flights were canceled, and we had no other options but to take the bus or stay in Calafate and keep exploring that area, and there wasn't a lot more to explore. So we decided to take the 18-hour bus ride and go on to our final destination. And yes, it was worth it. So after crossing to Chile and then back to Argentina, we are very close now to our destination. Those are the beautiful Andes Mountains. The scenery was just beautiful. Oh my god, that looks amazing. So in typical fashion, we went out to explore this town and we obviously did some window shopping. Tons of yummy treats, chocolates, and delicious fudge. And this is obviously a town by the sea, so you had really good seafood.
Retirar dichos tickets. Sin embargo, hay un detalle más. Al igual que en muchas áreas protegidas de la Argentina, para ingresar al Parque Nacional.
So we finally headed to our tour. We're going to check out the national park via the train that would take us there to the end of the world. And we were headed there and it was quite interesting. So what was explained to us by our tour guide was that Ushuaia was started by this penal colony. They sent the worst criminals to live there. It was desolate and cold. And they started a prison and they connected a train that started in the prison and led to this national forest where the prisoners would get wood and constructed the town of Ushuaia. So that's why you had these people dressed like prisoners, because that was basically what founded the town, and it was very important. As we rode the train, you could see the remnants of the forest where all the trees had been cut down, and now it's a protected area. The train is no longer connected to the prison, and it starts elsewhere. And also the prison is now obviously just like a museum. It's not even a prison anymore. Our tour guide took us to this post office. It's actually a functioning post office, and there was one postal worker, and he was not very happy with the visitors. It was actually quite funny. While at the post office, we were able to buy a postcard and mail it to ourselves, and it did arrive a month later. That was really cool. The tour took us through different areas of the national park, just stunning lakes and scenery and forest. And it's kind of sad because the indigenous people that occupied this area are pretty much annihilated. They were annihilated by diseases because of these settlers that came to settle here. The first were British missionaries, and then Argentines later populated the area and created the prison. And it was told to us that Ushuaia was a very rich town because of the port, but then eventually the Panama Canal was created, and then that port was no longer that important. This restaurant that we visited was very highly recommended because we are so close by the sea. The seafood here is amazing and so fresh. So of course we had to have seafood.
Y para todo esto va para todo el grupo y agradecimiento.
Wow.
El hermano de él de Buenos Aires, el negocio de Buenos Aires.
And the room tour. Oh my god, this room is huge. Y'all have a shower and a bath. Wow. This is La Calle San Martin, and we were doing a lot of shopping here yesterday and today. Our last day in Ushuaia before we go back to Buenos Aires, and we're having a little treat here.
We had about 2 hours before we had to head out to the airport, and of course we couldn't leave the city without checking out the prison that started it all, and we decided to walk towards the prison. It is now converted into a museum, a very large one, and it's huge, and we would not have time to see all the exhibits, so we pretty much just toured the outside of the prison complex and then got some more souvenirs before going to the airport. There were so many other things that we had planned to visit while we were here. There was a boat tour to see penguins. There was a hike to see a lake in the mountains. But we made the most of the situation, and we were glad that we came to see Ushuaia. So thank you again for watching my channel. If you like the content, please subscribe. It helps me. And I hope to show you the last vlog, part 4.